Hey guys, MC Mura here. So today we're gonna talk about the year 3 pass, the character selection and overall thoughts on this annual pass for Street Fighter 6. This obviously is a news broke out a couple of days ago. I didn't wanna make a video on it because I've been doing a ton of videos for like the character changes. I'm still got some stuff working on Elena, other stuff. I wanted this to settle for a little bit before I get to discuss it. Obviously the selection is gonna be Sagat and then Viper and Alex and Ingrid, and the order they're releasing in is gonna be Sagat summer 2025. So Sagat is releasing first, which I do think is pretty cool. We even saw like glimpses of gameplay for Sagat, because remember during Street Fighter 5 when they brought Sagat out for arcade edition year 3, he was the final character in the pass and people had to wait like a year for Sagat, but now they're getting him first, and I think that's a good choice from Capcom, right? Viper comes out second, she's coming out in autumn 2025. Alex is the third character, early spring, and this is weird to me because I remember when like Alex is taking the Ed and the Mai spot, the third character in the pass, they were winter 2025, which is like February, maybe March. They're saying early spring for Alex. So this is telling me that maybe Alex comes out later, maybe like post Capcom Cup, unlike Mai and Ed. So that's interesting. And then Ingrid takes the Elena spot, the final character in the pass, which is late spring 2026, right? So that is an interesting selection. I think it's time to talk about my honest thoughts on them and talk about these characters. Now, I'm gonna be honest. I do think this is a good pass. All things considered, this is a good pass, but it is disappointing for me personally. This is a me problem because obviously none of the characters here are my favorites. I would have loved to see Cody, I would have loved to see Poison, obviously, I would have loved to see Armika, Gen, Fei Long, Adon, Rose, Minat, so many characters, Balrog, Vega. There were so many characters I would have liked to see, but they are not in this pass. Actually, someone showed an interesting graph here, which is kind of like one of the things that's kind of disappoints me on a personal level. So this is the selection for the characters overall now. So we got the two Final Fury representatives. We got the Street Fighter 2 characters. Street Fighter 3 is gonna be like Elena, Alex. 4 is gonna be covered by Juri, Viper. 5 was Rashid and Ed. The Street Fighter 6 newcomers, and Ingrid is kind of like, she was in Street Fighter Alpha Max, but that's like really special. One thing that kind of disappoints me with all of this is that there is like zero representation for the Alpha series. I mean, which kind of stings for me personally because Street Fighter Alpha was like my favorite from the entire Street Fighter, like it's my favorite series from the older games. So seeing zero, there's no Cody, Nash, Rose, Rolento, nothing. Like nothing when it comes to Street Fighter Alpha, which is kind of disappointing. They also released a couple of like screenshots for the characters. So this is the Sagat, like we'll get to see like the full body, and we got to see the model in general for Sagat, and he looks pretty cool. He looks very thin. He reminds me a lot of the Street Fighter 2 look for Sagat, although I'm not the biggest fan of this design for him. It's an evolution of his Street Fighter 5 look, but the color scheme is very muted. I'm not a fan of. It's like beige, which is I don't know. Like I feel like his original Street Fighter 2 design is still the greatest, and probably if they put out a nostalgia Street Fighter 2 Sagat, this is probably what people are gonna be using. But it's okay. Viper looks, oh my god, people are gonna lose their mind over Viper. Like this guy. She looks super hot. Like what is there to say? She look really cool. She still got the electricity gloves. I don't know if she's wearing the boots that used to make her hover. I don't know, but going for like a short skirt and the boob window, and she's wearing jackets like the cool women, the cool girls. That looks insane. People are just gonna goon all over this character, and she's a redhead, so you know she's a killer. But I do like the idea of this skin, in that it seems to have a lot of like flowing parts. So like the jacket, the loose jacket and all that's gonna look really cool in motion. I think she's gonna be terrific. And people are generally like really excited for her. Alex, he's a similar design, but I like him. And I like his design here a ton more than the Street Fighter 5 version. So they gave him a beanie. Capcom was probably too scarred for life from the McDonald's hair. So they gave him a beanie. So that's good. That's actually good. And Ingrid, you know, it's Ingrid. I don't have much to say about Ingrid, but I do have something to say about the selection. Like I said, none of them are my favorite, but they are understandable. Sagat, I think, is a classic, like you gotta have him in. Viper is a character that a lot of people are hyped for. I don't think she was necessarily played, like as someone who have been around for Street Fighter 4, no one really played Viper. Like she was a technical character, she was really difficult to use, and maybe that gate kept people, but I think people generally find her to be really cool, she's really attractive, she's really flashy, and Viper do bring like something new and interesting to the game. If she resembles her Street Fighter 4 playstyle, then she does bring something new to the game. I feel like with the 4 characters per pass, someone is always gonna be left a little bit disappointed. Someone will always be left wanting more. I'm gonna talk about my personal experience, my personal thoughts, and again, this comes down to just my personal opinion, right? This boss, I know if you're a super fan of Alex or whatever, that's fine. For me personally, what disappoints me the most, aside from not having any of my favorites, is that like what do the characters bring to the table? Obviously we haven't seen their gameplay, so maybe they will bring a bunch. We will have to wait and see. I wish we got like a real stand switch character. Like this is like year 3 is the 4th year we're playing Street Fighter 6, and we don't have like a real stand switch character like Zeku, for example, like Gen, like Street Fighter 5 Vega, a character whose moveset actually changed drastically. We still don't have that, which is a little bit disappointing. We also don't have any tab characters. Character was like a Bullhorn with Zonk, Turn Bunch from Balrog. So there is like an entire control scheme that has not been represented yet, and we don't have like a real stand switch characters, and that kind of disappointed me. And like I said, the lack of alpha. I feel like with 4 characters, I get why Capcom is going with someone like Ingrid, because they wanna, oh my god, Ingrid, they really put Ingrid in the game, and I know what they're trying to do. Right, they're trying to generate hype, they're trying to generate some controversy. They won't be able to talk about the past, talk about Ingrid. But I feel like with such limited selection, maybe just make people happy. I don't know, maybe like give them Karen, Sakura instead, Ibuki, maybe characters that people really want. Maybe, I don't know. So overall, I do think this selection is pretty solid. It's not my favorite, but it's pretty solid. A lot of people are gonna be happy about it. I'm gonna play Sagat. Sagat was always like a guilty pleasure, but it's not a character that I have ever mained. Like I will always play Sagat for a little bit, but he's not the character I would main anyways. Viper, we're gonna have to wait and see. She's the most interesting character in the pack for me, and not because she looks like this. But she is interesting. And Ingrid, I have no opinion. I just wish that instead of going for these sort of stunts, maybe just give people what they want. Maybe like now, imagine like you're a die-hard Sakura player, and you're gonna have to wait and see. And obviously, I know people wanted Makoto, I wanted Cody, a bunch of others. But with such limited selection, you're always gonna have to wait more. And yeah, maybe Cody will happen at some point. I'm starting to lose hope. For Cody. But we'll see. Anyways, what are your thoughts on this selection? Are you super excited about it? Or are you kind of in the middle like me, where you kind of had like personal wishes for something different? I would love to hear your thoughts about all of it in the comment section below. I will be leaving a link to the Patreon, Discord, Twitter, and Twitch pages in the description. Thank you so much for watching, and stay safe.